Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series and X-Men 90s X-Men animated series Wolverine. This is a Shop Disney / Hasbro Pulse exclusive. Shop Disney is weird because I think they only list things when they become in stock, and I think they stopped doing the pre-order because that whole fiasco with like the X-Force set. But it technically is a shared exclusive with Shop Disney. But here we have the Wolverine figure that Pulse shipped out. So first it was Jubilee, now it is Wolverine. I think the UK got Wolverine, then they got Jubilee, then they got Mr. Sinister right away, and they just got Storm. But we are super far behind here in the States. We just now got Wolverine. In fact, mine has actually been sitting 15 minutes away at a UPS warehouse because UPS doesn't like to deliver early. So on Thursday they got it, they held on to it until this morning, and then they sent it to the warehouse that would then deliver it to me, which is pretty ridiculous. Other than that, it would have arrived actually pretty quickly because they shipped, Hasbro Pulse shipped out of Georgia. But anyway, looking at the package, we get the animated look. Very cool artwork of Wolverine from the animated series. Again, we have the VHS package style packaging, so there's the spine. They're looking really cool. If I throw up the Jubilee package right next to it, you can see we could do some cool stuff like that. And it is really cool. Looking at the back of the box here, we get a look at the figure, which is a 3D render. And his bio reads, his adamantium claws slash through steel, his mutant healing ability mends even the worst wounds. He's Wolverine, the best at what he does, and what he does best is fight evil mutants. So that's pretty cool. But enough with the package. We're going to open it up because this is the plastic-free packaging. This is what we can expect to get out of Hasbro going forward. A lot of them this year will be in the plastic-free packaging, and then 2023 officially will be all plastic-free packaging. So it's going to be pretty wild to see. So let's open this thing up. I have not opened this thing at all yet. All I did was cut the tape. So we're going to open it up, and you can see how it's going to be. Cardboard tray insert like so. And inside will be the figure wrapped in plastic, and the accessories I guess are in here too. So let's unwrap this now and go from there. So it's wrapped up. Oh, there is no, wait, where are the accessories at? There they are. So that's cool. So let's take a look. Okay, so here is the Wolverine figure. So I actually already swapped head. So out of the package, we actually kind of get the regular straight face, no expression or emotion or anything. And then we also get like the gritted teeth expression there on the portrait, the head sculpt. And that one looks pretty good. It's actually the one I like more over the regular face one. We also get the awesome picture of Cyclops and Jean Grey. You can see there it's got the stand to it. And again, this is one that you could put your own picture in if you wanted to. So the frame comes apart and it's just this cardboard image there. So you could do a lot of cool fun things. You can have your own little picture or do something, you know, out of the meme if that's what you wanted to do. I don't think that's something I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it like that. But it's definitely a nice little touch, nice little accessory to go along with it. And then we also have these open holding hands here, which I don't care for because they're cool and all, but they look tiny as hell compared to his other hands. So let me get in closer so you can see. These are the hands, and then we don't have the spots where the blades come out of the claws come out of his hands. So it looks kind of funky, right? So even if the claws aren't popped out, right, he should still have these silver things on the back of his hands, but we don't get them. And look how small the hand looks compared to the fists that are on there. Maybe it's just, I don't know, maybe I'm looking into it a little too much, but it seems a lot smaller, so I don't really care for that. But while we're here, zoomed in on him, I do like these claws. They're a bit flimsy, though, and they're not removable. It looks like that is all one piece, so each one of these pieces are its own piece, like glued into the hand. But I like it because it is very animated series-like, so I could really appreciate that. It is different from the ones with the Tiger Stripe Wolverine figure that we've gotten before. As you can see where the claws were a separate piece on there, those are not the same. They are definitely new hands. But yeah, this guy looks really good. Again, the head sculpt, I really, really like this head sculpt. And the way the cowl is with these black, I don't know if they're ear portions or whatever, going straight out, it just looks so damn awesome. And then I'm looking at this now. You remember that Batman meme where you have like Batman to the side and the other Batman, it's like two Batmans kissing? I really get that vibe now that I have this particular head sculpt here, because it's just like, you know, the animated series, which is really cool. The cell shading isn't terrible on this guy either. So let me kind of stand him up, reposition the camera so we can get a better look at those things. Okay, so taking a closer look at the figure, we're going to look at where the cell shading is. So here we have these light blue shoulder pads with a little bit of dark blue on there. Not so bad, actually a little bit on the back too. And then we get kind of this orange shading color, and that's going to be the cell shade over the yellow. So a little bit on the head, as you can see, a little bit here under his pecs, a little bit on his side in between the black, a lot more on his left side, even in the shoulder, even in the butterfly joint, as you can see there, coming down his collarbone, on the inside of his left leg, on the outside of his right leg. And then it actually doesn't look like there's any in the boots, but we get a nice black color, black line over the boots. So it's pretty subtle as far as the cell shading. Oh, and then on the hip, a little bit of dark blue. On the gloves, a little bit of dark blue there as well. So the cell shading really isn't too crazy. And again, I'm not a real big fan of cell shaded figures, but with these guys, because they're they just have that animated series look, because, you know, they do everything with these figures to make them, you know, like the animated series. So like with Wolverine getting new head sculpts, you know, new claws, and then the coloring, getting that to match. It's kind of like with the Jubilee figure, you know, using the animated series colors. And again, the cell shade is just so subtle throughout the figure. It's just, it really doesn't take away from it, and I'm happy with that. Any more cell shading than this, though, I would probably not like it. So I think we get the right perfect balance for it. Now, one of the other things that I really dislike about this figure, though, is we get the sculpted on arm hair, but we don't get the painted arm hair, and that sucks. And then on mine, I have a little blue speck. Not a big deal, but those kinds of things, you know, may happen. And I know people are going to talk about, well, that's what's going to happen with the plastic-free packaging. You know, when you don't have a window, you're not going to be able to see the paint defects. Yes, that's true. But when you have something that's a Shop Disney or Hasbro Pulse exclusive, you're going to be ordering it online. You're not going to see the figure until you receive it anyway. So it really doesn't change anything for those that buy online. Now, if you prefer to shop in store and hand pick out the ones that you like, that's when it's going to be an issue. And you know, I could sympathize with you guys in that regard. But if you're ordering online, it really doesn't change the process of what we do unless you're a mint on card collector, because I guess the point to a mint on card collector is so you can see the figure while keeping it in the package. So that's going to suck for you guys. For me, it's really not an issue, but I know that may not be the majority of collectors, or it might, I'm not sure. But for me, it really doesn't change anything for me, since, you know, again, because I just, you know, really get the figures online. But yeah, look at that, Wolverine, looking really cool. And I'm just realizing that his eyes are super small on this guy, but I'm looking at some of the other ones. So here, this was the Apocalypse Wave, Tiger Stripe Wolverine. His eyes are pretty small, although I would say they are bigger than this one here. Looking at the Love Triangle set, his eyes, again, I think were a little bit bigger on this one, so his eyes are definitely smaller on this animated series figure, but I still think it looks pretty good. And then these two yellows are pretty similar. Looks like the Love Triangle pack is a little bit of a darker yellow. This animated series a little bit of a brighter yellow. If we were to compare it to the new Bone Breaker Wave, this one almost has a yellow hue to it, the Bone Breaker Wave version. So it's funny, when you see them next to each other, it looks a little bit lime-ish, but I mean, it's still very yellow. It's just maybe the way the blues and the yellow kind of light bounces off of it, but they don't quite match. So none of these Wolverines really have a matching yellow. They're all pretty different. But now let's zoom out for the articulation on this guy. Or actually, let's look at this picture up close. We'll get a better look at it. Yeah, that looks really good. I like the wood grain in the frame. It's a nice touch. Definitely a nice touch. Now let's see the articulation. So this Wolverine figure, while it has a new head sculpt and new hand claws, the figure really isn't any different. So you're going to get the same articulation as you would expect. He can look down that much. He can look all the way up. That's not an issue whatsoever. You get a full rotation in there, of course. With the neck pivot, you can actually get quite a decent amount going on in there, so that is good. The shoulder, you can get the shoulder to go out that much. You get a full rotation in there. The shoulder pad hinges on that shoulder, it pegs in there, so you can kind of move it around. I kind of wish it would go like with the Iron Man figures and the other shoulder pads with the newer figures now, where it's like inside the torso and it rotates with the arm. I think it would work out a lot better. Like this one, the peg keeps wanting to pop out of the peg hole, unfortunately. There is a butterfly joint, so you can get that arm to go back quite a bit coming forward. You can get it a little bit as well to get a nice crossbody going in there. We have an upper bicep swivel there. We get a double jointed elbow, but you don't get a lot of bend because he's got a big ass bicep in there, and he does have pins, so we didn't get any new arms or new legs on this guy, unfortunately. Wrists swivel, and they do hinge, so hinge back, hinge forward there. This shoulder's gonna drive me crazy. The shoulder pad popping out. That sucks. Anyway, ab crunch, so he can crunch forward that much. He can crunch back that much, like so. You have a waist swivel in there. Oh, I forgot to mention this. He does have a little bit of cell shade, a little bit of a dark red line right there on the belt too. And it's just on that one spot. So that's a nice little touch that they added cell shade there, because we get it mostly on his left side. So nice little attention to detail there. The legs go out that far apart. He can kick forward really high. Leg goes back a little bit, as you can see there. Upper thigh cut in there. Double jointed knee. Again, there are pins because this is an older body mold, but you can bend the knee that much. You do have the boot swivel in there. Foot hinges all the way down. A little bit of hinge up. Ankle pivot. Peg holes at the bottom of the feet. And there is the articulation for Wolverine. Again, it should be exactly what you would expect if you have any other Wolverine figure, because again, the body is the same. We just get the new head sculpt and claws on this guy. Okay, so here we have the kind of the three different Tiger Stripe Wolverine figures that have released. We have the first one from the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure wave. We have the Love Triangle version, and here we have the animated series version. So they're all basically the same with some minor differences. Obviously, the head sculpts are different. We get the cowl with the black portions that are really flared out quite a bit. Different shades of blue, different shades of yellow, different claws, of course, and then the other key difference is some of the black stripes. So whereas these two, the black stripes on his ribs might be similar, over his shoulder, as you can see, they are much longer on this Wolverine. And then looking at the back, you know, they go down a lot further as well. So not a whole lot of difference, but again, you know, this one is like that perfect animated series look to it. But you guys let me know down in the comments below which of these three Wolverine Tiger Stripe figures is going to be your favorite. Mine is now this animated series version, because it just screams like it just jumping off of the TV screen, and which is really cool. I really like that. I love this one because the bone claws was a really nice feature. The damaged cowl is really cool. I like these colors a little bit more than that one. This one, the head sits a little bit low on the neck, but you guys let me know down in the comments below your favorite out of the three. Just for a little bit more comparisons, here's the new Bonebreaker Wave Xmen Wolverine and Sabretooth off to the side there. The damn Scott Summers Cyclops. Here we have the Warlock Build-A-Figure Wave and the Love Triangle box set Cyclops. Now, these damn straps on Cyclops are a pain in the ass, and we know that the new Morph figure that's going to be in this animated series line has newly sculpted legs with these straps already part of the sculpt. Now, how much you want to bet that a brand new Jim Lee Cyclops is coming? Maybe not even Jim Lee comic Cyclops, but maybe an animated series Cyclops, because it's basically that Morph figure. The exact same leather jacket. You could do all that, or you could just go without the leather jacket, do this look, but with an updated body. That would be really cool, and I would not be surprised if we see that later this year in this animated series VHS line, or possibly even next year. You know, it's all the plastic-free packaging anyway, so it could be something that we see next year, but I'm willing to bet anything that we are getting a new Cyclops with that, with those legs that the new Morph is coming with. Well, this isn't quite right. We do have an animated series Jean Grey that's going to be coming that'll have kind of colors that may match a little bit better. But here is Wolverine with Jean, and if we really want to punch to the gut, you know, we'll throw in that Cyclops in there and add in a little picture on top. Okay, so here in the US, these are the only two of the figures that have released so far. In the UK, they have also gotten Mr. Sinister and Storm. They'll probably be getting Jean Grey soon. Hell, they might even get Morph pretty soon. While we're still super far behind, maybe Mr. Sinister will show up either at Shop Disney or through Hasbro Pulse first. Shop Disney did get Jubilee way long ago, now maybe a couple months, and then Pulse got Jubilee, I think the same time they got Wolverine, so it's just kind of how it ends up working out. But the X-Men animated series line, I'm really, really liking. I can't wait to add more. I'm really, really looking forward to the Morph figure, because finally we're going to get a Morph figure based off of the animated series, so I'm really excited for that. And again, these all look really well together if you display the boxes, because at first, you know, I was like, oh, I got to get two, one to open and then one to keep in box. Well, what the hell difference does it make if I keep it in box or not if you're not going to see the figure? So I could just get one and then pop it right back into the box, or just keep the box. You guys let me know in the comments below, how do you plan on doing it? Are you going to buy two, one to rock, one to stock, or are you just going to display it and then keep the box, or are you just going to keep it in the box altogether? I'm going to put these back in the box because I am completely out of storage space. Or display space in my Detolf shelves, so unfortunately these will go back in the box, but I'll always be able to pull them out anytime I want. So I'm really liking it. You guys let me know down in the comments below. This Wolverine figure is awesome. He's now probably my favorite Wolverine figure. I may not like the flimsiness of these claws, but they do look very animated series reminiscent. The coloring is awesome. The cell shading isn't too much. I love the new head sculpts. The picture frame to recreate the meme is cool. I'm not going to do it. I don't have a bed for Wolverine to lay on as he like gets sad looking at the picture. But it is a really nice touch. So you guys let me know in the comments below all your thoughts on this Wolverine figure. If you guys liked the video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching.